And Radix taking that one, and obviously the second one on overpass being very, very close, 16-14. So on to Cash. And already we're seeing a actually fairly standard pistol player in mid. That is Cray. Having the kit, reason being is he's the rotate, so you want the kit going towards the site that the T's are hitting. And Dom already jumping out and actually going to be spotted towards Connector, and now they're pushing up highway fast.
Yeah, this push is actually coming in right now, and with Reason all stacked up on truck, doing lots of damage. Hoodlum, what a double there. Looking for the third and hits it as well, as Thomas going to steal it away. But Aussie needs to actually hold this site down now. Glock at long range, doing all the damage. Rom as well, chipping in. How has Radix held on to this? Aussie as well, looking for the fourth and finds it as well. A lovely triple kill from him, and Radix, they storm ahead there. Look like they had no chance in that 2v4.
That's huge. Radix, a very momentum-based team right now. Yeah. Having a round like that on your star player like Aussie, getting him fired up, getting him roaring. This could be a very, very dominating first half.
And he is going to be roaring, isn't he?
Oh, he's going to be screaming. He's one of those players that absolutely loves to give it. Still, obviously, going to be the full eco on the side of Reason. I like this. Right?
Yeah, I do.
It's very, very easy for you to get into a rut of force buying, having no money, losing that first buyer and being on an eco, and at that point you're 5-0 down on cash on your CT side, and things could end very badly. It could be 10-5 and 11-4, just like that. Still,
and that's something that we were actually scared of in Overpass just a few moments ago, right? One does find a couple of kills. That's going to be really good for his bank as well, winning with that Mac 10 instead of with a pistol or an AK-47. Buying up SMGs first is going to really work their economy good. And Savage pretty much finishing this round off as Tom does a little bit of damage, but it's not really going to matter since it's just SMGs he's dropping, and it's just the one, only Dancy dropping.
Yeah, but still, as you mentioned before, 2 frags on the SMG of Dream and then 2 frags on the SMG of Rom. So instantly, that's what, 2.4k cash in hand.
In the bank, that's bonus money, isn't it,
exactly.
to be working with in the rest of this half. And that's going to be really poignant if they lose one of these rounds upcoming.
It will be indeed. So, 3,000 all the Reason players, which means they will have, well, they will be able to buy M4 and 4 nades. And M4 and 4 nades costs about 5,800, 5,600, or maybe 5.4k, I'm not too sure, but still, 5.4k around there. So they're all going to have 4 nades, 4 utility, and full firepower. Reason right now on the full eco, they're just trying to, you know, go here, try and find 2 frags, try and dent what you can of the T economy, but the chance of winning is so unlikely, especially when you've got SMGs. And the hands of Rob just jumping around, darting around.
More kills on that Mac 10 as well. Exactly. That's so much money in his pocket.
Putting the aim punch into work. And already he's doubled the cost of the Mac 10. Mac 10 costs 1.2k. He's already made 2.4k of those 4 kills. So already in a surplus here for the T economy.
If Karma can actually keep this AK-47 in his hands into the next round, it's going to be a really good thing. But I don't think he's going to be allowed to do this with even the bomb rotating round. Now they are electing to go for this A site instead, have more damage from him, and this actually levels it back to a 2v2, and Cinder really has a chance of doing this, sneaks up on the aggressing T's and leaves Karma in a actually quite a difficult 1 versus 1 since the health advantage isn't on his side. Dancy is going to have to back off and find some sort of afterplant position, just hunkered on this A site, and Karma in perhaps a difficult to counter position, but Dancy seems to know it. Gonna find this shot, an easy clutch in the end for him.
Dancy's a very calm player, very, very good in the clutch situations. Doesn't get flustered, doesn't panic. Some players in that scenario would have rushed to get the bomb down, would have peeked all those angles and got caught off guard. Instead, he plays very calm. You can see how he instantly puts his back towards Car. He knows no one's going to be there, and if he was there, he'd be there already. Very, very calm and collected play there from Dancy's will net them that third round, and you can see the fact that Reason Gaming got 4 frags, and the rebuys on 4 players from the Radix esports side means that Dom at 900, Aussie at 1.8k, 2 round wins in a row for Reason, where we could be seeing the Radix bank go to a swift 0.
It's obviously not a dismal economy, but they're keeping them honest, aren't they, on the T side? You can't be running away and having... They could have potentially had like 6 to 10k across the board at this point after buying up. However, that's not going to happen, and they haven't got any SMGs in their hands also, so... like a good buy and a decent buffer, but Radix only with an additional 1 round to buy into this, if Reason can actually take this one.
No AWP on the side of Radix, which means we're going to be expecting potentially a fast mid play, boost over those rifles over mid, take those fast aim jewels. It could also be a simple A split, but it's looking like they're going to fan out across the map, play a slow default, try and hold off any pushes from the Reason side, see what the Reason setup's like, if they're playing through mid, if they're playing 1-2-1, and actually believe Cinder is in vent. I can't quite see, but believe he is. So will be the 3 in mid or 1 highway, fast rotate towards door if someone does, or if Dances opens that door. And then you've got Cinder in Ven just in case those players do come towards B main.
A very mid-orientated defense, though, isn't it, from the CT side?
Yep, it's very standard. That's a nice shot.
Well, that was a beautiful shot, wasn't it? And that is extending from what he did on Overpass, getting lots of these entry kills. And that is really what he's known for. And does get traded off there with no real trade-off. There was nobody to trade that kill off. Running back through vents, and Cinder going to stay alive with full HP as well. The rotate coming in is the read from Reason is actually pretty decent here. They know that this bomb is likely going to come into the A site, and Cray still hunkered down in quad. Needs to get back onto this site, and he does with very little difficulty. However, with this rotate coming quickly in from Cinder, I don't know if it's actually going to be spotted out, and it is. He does take one in return, but in a 1v2, a doable 1v2, but still difficulty there. He has got plenty of nades as well, so maybe a Molotov can be used on the entry here, but he's going to have to hit some fantastic shots and do so extremely quickly. Perhaps taking a couple of pop shots through the door, but he actually gets out of that main choke point and straight onto this site, so he's got a bit of space to work with, but Aussie is going to find the shot in the end. A very difficult and almost undoable.
They know exactly where he is. He's either coming squeaky or he's coming towards their main. Hide, hold a crossfire, peek when the other person gets contact. Very simple round to win in that 1 versus 2. Radix win the first buy round. And the pistol. 4-0 is the scoreline. It's going to be another full eco. Just arm on the side of Cinder. Everyone else on Deagles and PT50s, etc. 5-0 is the expected scoreline here. And already, Radix with a commanding lead. This is, typically a T-sided map, and especially for a team like Radix where a map like Cash, they can really exploit their aim advantage.
Oh, what a 1D from Hoodlum as well. That was some beautiful stuff, and needs to be traded back, but it isn't. He's able to get out of that difficult position with his life and all his health intact.
He will indeed. 1 frag there, though, from Hoodlum. Making it a 4 versus 4. 4-2 for them.
Approaching those 2 kills that you say that they need in a
it's
kind
not,
of aiming
need,
for.
It's like if you get 2 frags, it's like, yep, that was all right.
Pretty satisfied.
The
it's not
problem
like
is,
you get completely blown out.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. The problem is, it's once it gets to the point where it's 6-0 or 6-1, those eco rounds really start to hurt because you know you're giving away free rounds. You know it's going to be harder and harder to climb back into that game.
Yeah, because that T economy is really, really building up.
Exactly.
And a team like Radix, who are so momentum-based, and we've seen it earlier as well on Overpass, that's really, really poignant. Savage, obviously, taking that duel there and winning it, and just Karma wants to find another kill or 2, but is not going to do it. Dom in command there.
So, stick with the money here. 8,000 there for Aussie, and then 6k across the board apart from that. Actually, Dances has to buy. I believe he bought an AWP then, he did, so only on 2.4k. And you mentioned the money building, okay? You've won 5 rounds in a row, and you've been versus 3 ecos. So, 4 players staying alive, only 2 players staying alive in that buy round. And then, this eco here. I mean, imagine if they had 3
That was a disastrous
players.
eco, yeah.
You could be seeing 10,000 on Aussie, 9,000 on Rom, and another like 6,000 on Dances.
Oh, what an entry, though, from Rom. We've been seeing that,
Could be, a very different scenario. But Rom with the spawn will take the AWP of Dances, and already it's swapped around, and it's going to be a 1-man advantage. Only 20 seconds in.
So what you're saying is, although this does look like a really difficult situation from Reason, it could have been disastrous at this point, hadn't it been for those eco kills, right?
Yeah, for sure. So, already the 2-man lead. Reason Gaming trying to push. They feel like they're so... This is the problem, okay?
Yeah.
When you're in a big deficit, and when you're losing, you want to take risks to try and get back into the game. Okay?
But that's playing into Radix's hand, isn't it? Because they are the sort of team who relies on the enemies making mistakes. And
I'm not sure if I'd agree with that just because the style they play. I think if you want to play a style where you abuse mistakes, that's the slow, methodical style of CS.
Yeah. And that's kind of what they did this round. They played a very, very passive round. They haven't gone for one of these heavy site executes at all, have they? However, they're going to take a free A site at this point. Hoodlum and Karma probably going to be able to save these rifles with no real buy-up by any of the rest of their team. But with Hoodlum and Karma saving here, that could prove a thorn in the side of the next round, but it's not really enough to pose a real big threat, right?
Yeah, the problem right now for Reason Gaming is they're going to be 0-6 down. They're going to have these 2 rifles, fair enough, but, unless we see another magical, crazy round where they did find those 4 kills, it's going to go 0-6, it's going to go 0-7. At that point, the maximum Reason can do if they play perfect CS is an 8-7. And even an 8-7 on your CT side, it's fairly alright. I mean, you are expecting it to be an 8-7 in favour of the Ts. It's a very, very balanced map. But for Radix Esports, like, what have they been doing, okay? It's not really been anything too fancy. They win the pistol, that's 3 rounds, okay.
There's a lot of ecos as well.
There's only been 2 buy rounds, and on one of those buy rounds, they get 3 entries. Dom kills 2 people towards door, and then Rom kills a player towards B. And on the other round, they just go out mid, and they find nice headshots, they go up highway, and they win that round thoroughly. So, we've only seen 2 buy rounds, and it's a 0-6.
Yeah, and Reason really kind of look mentally checked out of this one. I think that they need to take a pause sometime soon, would you say, and actually regain some of the footing and regain some sort of control, especially after a really big eco rounds like this. And this is what we were saying was the one saving grace for Reason earlier, actually having some success in those eco rounds, or those, meant that the Radix economy wasn't firing on all cylinders at all. They were stuck on 4.
Well, that was a one-off. Yeah,
that was quite a while ago. Going for this body wall bang though. Might hit it, and he does. Look at that. So cheeky. Thomas drops.
I mean, I can hear typing son already. Thomas is going to start getting very, very frustrated right here. Is he top fragging right now? I mean, no one's really fragging at all. The firepower right now on the side of Reason is so low. But they're going to be going for the pushes. Crate is flash, but they're all just
It's a big risk, but it's working, isn't it? He's found his way past all of these players. Shoots maybe a little bit too early, takes the AWP down, but this smoke, they're just charging him through the smoke. Maybe big mistakes from Radix as this bomb is planted, but Crate is still a massive threat. Just neutralized, but this retake needs to come in now in a 3v3 situation. With all the smokes bloomed, this could be a very difficult set of events as Dom peeks out, does find one, spots the second, and it's a crisp headshot to finish off proceedings.
8-0 will be your scoreline, gentlemen. Not a single round yet won for Reason Gaming.
Ooh, it's awkward, isn't it?
And their money is so low that the fact that into the next round, they're going to fall by. And if they win this next buy round, it's going to be 9-1, and they could lose that and instantly be on a double eco. And if they are, we could be seeing a 12-1.
We could be seeing a whitewash here, couldn't we, of the game?
Yeah, but they would still need to double their score. It's only 8-0. But anyway, Thomas with the deagle towards mid. Such strong aim on him, see if he can find a frag. But instead, it's going to be Dom. Landing the fadeaway headshot. And actually, as I mentioned, Thomas will fall to 21 Savage, or Dream, as we like to call him in person.
A lot of that much-needed damage not happening on Team Radix, but Reason able to chip back and does find 1 kill's worth of damage, but that's almost not enough. Looking for this shot, and Hoodlum is going to nail it, and this is... Oh, the bomb is planted towards B. I thought that they start the bomb towards A at some point.
No, they're not that smart just yet. So, yeah, 9-0. Reason. At this point, even if Reason win a round... And then there's a very strong chance they get reset. If that reset comes in, it's GG, game over.
They are in a really difficult position right now, aren't they? A lot of things have to actually go their way for them to even get back in this game. And maybe Hoodlum staying alive could be the start of it, but he's even going to drop as well. And a 0-9 scoreline. And it might be a little bit deceiving that they're 0-9 because I don't think that Reason have completely bummed out of this one. I think that I think that in a couple of their gun rounds, they've made mistakes, mainly pushing and thinking and feeling that they have to take risks. Is this a big risk, though, going for a double AWP setup here, or is it a much-needed change?
I don't think it's a big risk, because the style of Radix are playing is very loose and very spread. Well, I say that. 1 round they're pushing 5-man out of a main, and 1 round they're playing a slow default like they are right now. And when you're playing versus the default, the double AWP setup's very, very strong. They're not really flashing angles. They're dry peeking these angles. They're trying to out-duel you, out-aim you, and those AWPs are going to have the advantage. They're going to try and find kills across the map. Fortunately, though, Thomas does fall. The star player from Reason is dead. Cray with the AWP towards A, and then Karmapanga with the AWP towards B. So, AWPs anchoring the sites, which means they're not going to be finding the first frag here. Radix are going to swarm onto a site here. We're going to need to see 2-3 kills from whichever site they go to from that AWP.
Again, it seemed like that unnecessary risk-taking on mid with Thomas trying to get in there. Savage does take a parting shot through this smoke in a second as well, trying to get lucky, but Cinder hears this and he's actually getting more aggressive. Might catch Aussie out, and he does. So leveling it back in their favor, and this push is going to come into the A site now. Cray does take one, needs a bit more than that. Takes the second as well, peeking out, and this might be a big round from the Reason secondary AWPer as Savage peeks in as well, finds some more, but this hold on Reason's side is still pretty solid. Rom is above the pack and misses that headshot, and that was a crucial one. That could have definitely opened up things, and Rom has a lot of different positions to watch, and he isn't going to finally find that shot. Savage does find one, but he wasn't expecting Cray, although he was spotted there earlier. I don't know, maybe a bit of miscommunication there.
Yeah, very hard situation to win, especially when you have the AWP. No nades. They couldn't simply smoke off car or smoke off highway, cross onto the site, try and trade that frag, try and molly out Cray or do something like that. Instead, with the lucky utility they had to take these raw Angels, and obviously the AWP on site, the players on site are going to have a massive advantage. So this is the round, right? How many players stayed alive for the side of Reason? Let's take a look. Only 2, which means if they lose
they've got to rebuy almost everything, haven't they?
If they lose this round, we could be seeing an 11-1 scoreline. Sorry, but Cinder finds that first frag onto Aussie, which means we could potentially be seeing a 2-9 scoreline. If you're a Reason fan, that's what you're hoping for.
Yeah, and you would be hoping for them to get more in this game. If they do get the best possible scenario at this point and to take a 9-6, but which is looking unlikely due to those opening kills, would you say that's enough?
9-6?
Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
For them, if he goes 9-6, they win pistol, hopefully seeing a 9-9 scoreline. Once it gets to 9-9, it's anyone's game.
Yeah, but they're a very long way away from that situation happening.
Especially now that they are a man down, 5 rounds away as well.
Puts a lot of pressure on this double AWP setup as well, doesn't it? It's got to hit a lot of shots very quickly, and Hoodlum missing loads of bullets, needs to get out with just a pistol alive, and Dancy maybe overcommitting into that angle. Needs to take this AWP down, and Common misses the shot. Radix has 40 seconds to actually get on this site, and with Cray almost trying to fire death from above, and he misses an all-too crucial shot, and doesn't actually use that flashbang to counter out his position, but there comes the nade, and it's going to do decent damage. Cray, how the hell is he going to get back into this site with both of these Ts knowing his position? The answer is he probably won't. I think he's going to back off with that much-needed AWP.
Yep, he's going to be saving. He could drop a UMP into the next round, but Reason going to be forced to force into the 12th round here. This is where things get very, very dire. It is indeed. I mean, 10-1 scoreline. They're going to force buy it. If they lose the force buy with UMPs and an AWP, then it's going to be, what, 11-1 and then a full eco 12-1. I mean, right now for Reason game, they need rounds on the board ASAP. I wouldn't be surprised if they force buy every round from here on.
So do you think that playing a strat around this AWP player is necessary? Can you think of anything that could work?
We've seen a lot of aggression from the T upper towards B. You could hold that B main pick, try and get that early frag there. Could peek towards A main, but that's a risky one because if a T player has a better spawn, he'll get to the box before you, so you're very at risk there. Could go towards mid, but then you're at the mercy of the other team, right? If they just rush a site, or if they just simply smoke, flash, and take it methodically,
you're completely locked out, aren't you?
You're useless, so rock, paper, scissors really for Cray right now.
And this is a pause. I was asking for a pause at about 0-6. However, now we're in a much more lethal scoreline. Do you think this is a little too late?
It is indeed, yeah. I mean, when it went to 0-6 or something like that, that's when you should be taking a pause. 0-5 maybe as well. Yeah. I'm not sure what the pause... Do you know what the pause ruling is on this?
It should be a minute.
Is it 4
per
game?
Yeah. It's 4 per game. You're allowed a minute to have
exactly,
a chat.
Right. So if you have 4 of these, I mean, why not just use 2.5 or 3.5?
Yeah, you've got that luxury, haven't you? It's not just the one long pause or the one long pause a half that you're usually gifted. If you use one nice and early as well, you have got that freedom to fall back on a couple. You're not throwing it all out there early on and spending your cards, so to say.
So, right now, Dom leading the charge, 13-4. I mean, finding a lot of kills, dying, I mean, barely even dying, which means his economy is doing so well. I mean, 11,600.
It's going to take a lot to slow Radix down at this point when they've got all of this money. And on the Reason side, to the contrary, it's the exact opposite. And I hear some typing, so I'm pretty sure that we're probably going to get back into this game pretty shortly.
So, I mean, for Radix right now, for Reason right now, even if they win the next 2 and make it 3, if they win the next 4 rounds, or, my goodness, the next 3 rounds and make it 10-4, then I believe Radix might be on a low by there. But the problem is, it's going to take a good 4 wins in a row to break the economy and break the bank of Radix right now.
And
constant
even then,
buys.
it won't be a free round, will it?
Exactly.
It'll be with UMPs, maybe even scrapping
AK
together
here
an
and there,
AK-47
exactly.
every couple of players.
So for right now, Recent Gaming, they've got to win 4 more buy rounds versus full buys of the T side, which has been very, very successful for themselves. At that point, it's 10-5. You lose pistol, you're out. Well, you're not out, you're in the lower bracket. If you win pistol, you've got a very big T side slog.
And after such a competitive series earlier, you kind of hate to see it go like this. Radix is a sort of team, I think, that we've seen them before. They are very momentum-based, as you said earlier. If they get a lead rolling, they're not actually going to stop. And that's one thing that they've been doing. They've not actually made a couple of mistakes. Dancy going for this pick and spotting the thigh out, but not connecting with that shot. It's going to be Cray instead to do the damage.
So, Cray's shot is off right now, and we should be seeing Radix potentially grouping together and attacking this A bomb site. But instead, though, Ozzy will just push in towards Highway, find
There's
the flag.
the AWP gone.
Cray's down, the AWP is at hands, and Cinder's going to go absolutely massive here to try and salvage this round right now for his team. And he does, he finds 2 frags, and somehow, with a 1-man lead right now for the side of Recent Gaming.
Yeah, Radix have got to attack this position very, very quickly. Cinder obviously hasn't got armor to accompany his AK-47, so I would like to see some support from Karma right now with that AWP. And with the bomb dropped, it's actually a pretty difficult situation for Team Radix. They've got to get into this A site somehow, and maybe Squeaky will be the port of call. Rom going that way, and Dom, to the contrary, holding the back, maybe expecting Reason to go for more and more risks. And those wall bangs as well, almost connecting.
They were indeed. Kamapanga, for some reason, has a kit. Don't know why, but what I do know is the fact that the CTs right now have no armor. You can see they have the AWP, no armor, Thomas 41 HP, just a P250, no rifle, which means this is pretty much a 1 versus 2 right now. Kamapanga has to land the frag.
Yeah, Karma really wants to find something early, and he has got it scoped down, but Dom, he's going to nail the headshot. And with this bomb very close to the site, I'm pretty sure there's nothing Thomas can do. He's going to need some beautiful headshots, and he's using that smoke, trying to get lucky through, and he is going to spot Dom out, but with only 10 seconds left, he can actually hide and pick it up at AWP as well. Gives himself a chance, but Rom very intelligently planting outside, not able to get the shot off, and Thomas loses the round. Radix keeps the ball rolling.
They do indeed. The reset comes through, which meant Radix got to 11. And now they're going to have the buy coming in. And the fact that Cray saved the AWP, I think he bought armor with the AWP, or he bought something with it. Which means he's onto a EMP. Cinder's going to have to go for a Famas to buy nades. And this just isn't looking good for Reason. No AWP for the CT side, which means it's going to be hard to control mid here. They might have to try and give up mid and allow the Ts to push onto the sides. The problem is if you do that, you're giving up mid. You're allowing vent splits towards B, you're allowing highway splits towards A, and that is so hard to hold when you don't have an AWP to hold down that highway position.
You're so exposed, aren't you? There are so many options for Radix, and that's considering that a lot of these unconventional things that they've been doing already have been panning out as well. Dancy does find a shot, and this A site has been broken open again. Aussie getting so many kills, and Reason, they have nothing to contest this push. Cray does find one with the UMP, but it leaves Karma in an awful position. 1 versus 3, he's got to go huge, and he does find one, but it's damage, no kill. And with all of these nades on Radix, they can just lock him out for weeks. Karma does take one, but walks straight into the AWP. Radix, nothing can stop them right now.
12-1 will be your scoreline. This is dire situation right now for Reason. Silver lining, win the following 2, double their scoreline, get 12-3, win pistol, and try and have a very, very dominating T half. I mean, you can win pistol, make it 12-6. From that point forward, win the first buy round, and you could be looking at 12-8. A 12-8 is far more doable.
It's a very far stretch, isn't it?
I mean, that's winning pistol, that's winning versus ecos, that's winning versus 4 buys, that's winning, you know, a buy round as well. So
I think there's a very slim chance of that happening, especially with the buy-up that they've got going now. And Radix, they're not giving anything away. They're playing this one actually perfectly. It makes me so happy to see some really structured UKCS coming in now. And Radix, for the first time in a very long time, attacking this B site. And with only 1 CT there, trying to get back into the mix. It's Cinder, but he only takes 1 before he drops.
Does indeed. 2 versus 3. Bomb not yet planted. Problem is there's no kit on the CT side, which means a Deagle and an SMG with just a molly and 3 flashes. Going to have to try and retake versus an AWP and 2 rifles.
Yeah, and they've got that open plant as well, so Radix can play from every single position. And
yep. They can play for the B main. Dance with the Op can hold heaven. Ozzy spotted out. I believe that's Hoodlum as well. He's the only AK. If he falls here, this could easily be a 14-1 game. I mean, embarrassing right now for a reason. This isn't about winning and losing. This is about what's the least embarrassing scoreline.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when they're sat around the bar tonight, people will be letting them know about a 14-1 or a 16-1 potentially loss. Cray needs to get in, but he's being peaked all at once, and just with a pistol out, can't do enough damage. And a 13-1 scoreline. This match is almost over. This series has ended in a really dull way.
Yeah, more time for the Biz.
More time, sure thing. We should go out now, right?
Well, I mean, it's not over just yet. Maybe a few more minutes. See if the reason Pulse is still alive. I mean, the best case scenario is a 13-2. And that's on your CT side cast. They've been absolutely out-aimed. Just outgunned. I mean, these rounds, I mean, they're in 4 versus 4, 3 versus 3s. These retakes on the sites,
they actually had opportunities, didn't they? And the push coming in. Karma is going to take 2, but it might be too little too late. And as a 13-2 half really isn't good enough. That's obvious. It's needless to say. And Thomas, they're taking risks on the other side of the map now that they definitely don't need to, and this could be another catastrophe for them as they're dropping players left, right and centre. Hoodlum about to go down as well. Radix have taken this one back, and it leaves both of these sites really, really exposed.
It does indeed. Bomb is towards mid-main. A minute on the clock, which means the Ts can slow this one down and try and see if the CTs will get overly aggressive. Try and play for information. You can already see the push coming out towards A-main, towards mid-main, and that is Cinder on the UMP.
They've got nobody on the B site as well, so Radix can definitely go in. Did he just spot the heal?
Yeah, he did. So that means
they do have the information.
They do, yeah. Karma going towards CT. He can hold the cross onto site now. Dances as a smoke. Dom does as well. They can smoke off CT. They can smoke off Heaven. Get the plant down. But it's all about Cinder's backstab right now. They're not going to anticipate a play here because they just cleared it.
Yeah, and he's in such a great position now with the backstab, but he's really unlucky. Doesn't know where the dance he's playing from. With the pistols out, could definitely connect with a couple of headshots here. And Cinder, he snuck his way onto this site, but the bomb's already down. And now they can actually just pincer Dancy into this position. He needs to get out here, but does take the no-scope back onto the site as well, but doesn't find the next one. Karma, he's going to get that defuse, but that AWP was a really threatening, wasn't it?
Yeah, imagine if you won that. That would have been absolutely insane. He had no kit, so it was forced off of that one. Does find the frag though, 13-2. Let's take a look at the score. Oh, the kill, sorry.
Let's not take a look at the score.
I mean, the thing is, the impact frags for me were Ozzy, right? It feels like every time he was first or second in, he was always finding those 1 or 2 frags to open up the bomb site and then allow a player like Dom to find those frags in the after plants and the retake scenario. So.
And you were saying earlier how he's a really momentum-based player, right?
Or the team,
yeah. Definitely the team. But Ozzy is definitely going to be feeling that when he gets like
shouting,
2 or 3
screaming,
kills.
hyping up his players. And when you have a player like that shouting and screaming and really, you know, hyping up the team, it's about confidence, right? You're building confidence on your teammates, and it's good and bad. I mean, you can touch on this after the round or after the game, but enough of that as they are pushing B. They just let them go past them.
Reason. I don't know why, but they're not taking any shots in Radix. They think they are sure that this is going to be an A, but they're going to sneak into the B site. It's going to be a really big surprise as Ozzy does take one, but the perfect after plant situation for the Karma side, and he definitely didn't have to do that. Wanted to stretch that lead one step too far, and Radix has a really good opportunity to get back into this site now, assuming a really decent after plant before they can even get it going. Thomas takes 3 kills, but it still might not be enough as Cinder is the last player alive, and with no kit, there's still a long time left on that bomb, and it is going to be defused. Even with the open plant, Cinder can't hold it down.
He can't indeed. Somehow, some way, it's going to be Radix, sorry, taking that pistol. 14-2. Actually, the bug gloves will mess with my head in a second. It's T-side gloves for the CT side right now. I believe that's just a cheeky bug. Whatever. Anyway, 14-2.
They're trying to mess you up.
Exactly. 14-2. Force by going to come in from Reason. I mean, what can you really do here? If they save, it's 15-2 and you're just playing for your pride at that point, trying to make it a 16-6, a 16-7.
Looks like they are going to save and just try and get a full buy in this. I think I don't think that there's any like correct decision at this point, though, is there?
I mean, it's about what decision hurts less, right? You might eco this one, win the next round, try and lose 16-7. When that gets posted on Twitter, you don't feel quite as bad. But I mean, a 16-2 is just a complete stomp.
Yeah, and that might be what's on the cards for Team Radix. And with they're not taking any chances either. 4 rifles on them. They know that they don't need to be racking up any rifles. And a beautiful shot to start off proceedings for Dancy. Savage getting aggressive on mid as well. Reason not doing anything with these pistols. They seem so split up and fragmented. They really aren't playing this one as a team. And Dance is just going to mop them up. It's 4 for him. And just score padding at this point.
It is indeed. Well, the Radix side sitting around the same frags, 16, 17, 19, 16, 13, and then the side of Reason, I mean, no one's really shining at all. When you are losing 16-2, I mean, no one's having a good game, right? If someone's having a good game, they're going to win rounds for their team. 3Ks, 4Ks, potentially aces, but we haven't seen any of that. Just pure skill. And now aiming from the side of Radix Esports. Going to be the counter boost here, trying to catch up those players who are already tilted, and potentially even more.
Yeah, this is really going to annoy them, and Savage does pick up that kill as well. Going to be a double spray down for Karma, who does make his way out onto the A site, but quickly dispatched by Rom, as Reason do look pretty strong in this round, but it's basically off of Radix not playing this one as they have been in the past. I feel like Radix know that, well, they obviously know that this is a done deal.
They're just trying to, right now, they're just trying to force it. Yeah, they're just pushing, trying to force it. And the question is, will they keep forcing on by as well? Because if they do, then if there is a silver lining or a chance that Reason get back into it, it's if Radix continuously force by, and it's if Radix have their money broken as if, or the same way that Reason did.
Yeah.
We saw, you know, how many buy rounds? 5, 6 buy rounds, and the rest of the rounds won for the side of Radix were just pure eco rounds.
Yeah, they barely had weapons at all through that half. Have Radix with a few pistols, scrapped together a pretty bad buy. So starting off the fragging is Rom, who does find a headshot to Thomas. They should actually move into Venton, maybe salvage that AK-47, even though it's not being secured by Reason. I know that they're feeling a little bit threatened by that mid presence right now. Have a Reason deciding to go for this A site.
They are indeed. Hoodlum trying to entry and trying to find an opening towards the A site, but it's Dom though with the deagle. Such crisp aim. Can he land the one? He gets it. Can he get any more though?
Oh, it's almost though. Does do the damage, and he is supported by Savage as well. And this is a horrific position for Reason to find themselves in. Karma tries his best to fight his way out of this corner, but it might be too little too late, as Radix is in this one-man advantage, and they have got a couple of pieces of armor to be able to initiate this with. And Reason, they've not got any nades left. Rom does get caught out by that flashbang, and Reason are going to clutch it through, but still feeling weak as Radix does way more damage than they probably should have.
Yeah, indeed. But at this point, money doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah.
It's not about, oh, if Reason lose this, they're going to be reset. Yeah. Force onto an eco. I mean, if they lose this, that's it. Back to the lower bracket. And actually, let's take a look at the bracket.
Bar.
Or how do I press tab? What do I do?
To get to this bracket?
Yeah. I'm not doing a shot and stream. I just want to look at it. Okay. All right. Anyway. Carry on. Let me just try. Radix Reason, and that is the upper final. Wow. So the winner of this is guaranteed top 3.
Okay, so obviously a really big match, and Radix has got to be really, really excited about this performance here today. With a 5 AK setup, Reason trying to make their way into this A site, and they're playing it very slowly. They know that the best chance that they've got of making a final is obviously a comeback now. They don't want to be playing another best-of-3 going into the lower bracket and fighting it that way. They don't want to give up before they necessarily have to, before the rounds does strike 16. But yeah. I
mean, the winner of this as well, I don't think they're playing any more CS tonight, which means they're going to have full day, go out for dinner, go for cheeky nanas with your team, cheeky nanas with the lads. Enjoy that, chill, be calm, don't have to stress about any more best-of-3s, don't have to be up until late at night playing as well, which means a full night's rest. Fully awake and on point tomorrow morning, which is crucial. As a player, that's crucial.
And it is a very early night. The team that lose this are going to be playing another best-of-3, as you said.
They're going to be playing more than another best-of-3. They'll be playing 2 more best-of-3s.
They'll be playing 2 more best-of-3. So this might actually go far into the night.
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying, like, that could be 6 hours.
They could be up at 2.
No, that could be 6 hours of CS. That could be finished by half 11, 12. You've got to go back to your hotel, get rested, sleep, get up again at 8. I mean, that's 7 hours versus a good, or 6 hours versus a good 10 hours sleep. And being calm and stressless and whatnot.
That's the real upper bracket advantage, right?
It is indeed. I believe you do get map advantage as well.
Yeah,
you do.
You get a map up as well. So a potential 4-map final. I think tomorrow morning, first thing in the morning as well. A 10:30 start, I think it is.
For the finals or the upper bracket final?
I think the finals. I'm not too sure. Oh yeah, so they will have a lot of CS to play tomorrow, starting early, finishing off pretty late. And Radix look like they make plays that close out this best of 3 right here and right now. Savage looking for a couple of shots, but can't find any, as Dom does chip in as well. He's been a star player this whole series and trying to get back onto
Auto-direct.
this site. Yeah, trying to get back onto Auto-director as well, as Radix starting to initiate this retake in a 3v3 situation. And actually quite a difficult position for them to try and get back into this site, but I don't think saving is being questioned right now, as they just want to close this series out in a dominating way. Aussie does take one more, and Radix seem to be just chipping through with these kills. Hoodlum going to be the last to fall. It is going to be a 16-5, sorry, for Team Radix. Really, really dominating third map.